You know, last show, this is quite the difference from our last show, because last show we had no OnlyFans girls, and then this show we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the panel. So like half the panel does OF. So a switcheroo.
Who's the fourth one?
What's that?
Who's the fourth one?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Unless Crystal or Pervin.
No, I don't do OnlyFans.
OF.
I have morals.
Gonna fucking that
I
bird,
feel like it
man.
really
It's
just
gonna take a
depends
shit.
on what your
Doesn't
morals
depend
are.
on anything. I'm
Well,
not gonna
everyone has
sell
different morals,
I don't know if you're aware of that.
I can hear you.
I
That's
just
true.
think it's
some
very
of us have
wrong.
correct morals, and some of us don't.
Yeah, well, it just
Exactly.
depends. Like, some people just have different morals, and that's just how it
If
is.
you think it's morally okay to pop your pussy
I do.
online,
But
I
that's
do.
your
Boo you.
opinion and what you believe in.
And I don't live my
and
life off
we
of other
respect
people's
that from
opinions,
you.
so.
yeah.
But
What are-
that's
what
not
are your
always-
guys'
Person, and I treat people with respect, and if I choose to do what I want to do with my body, then that's
Go for
myself,
it.
but I'm not a bitch or anything like that, so that's at least my
No
morals.
one
So
said that you
basically
were a
how you
bitch.
treat
Like
people.
you're
No one
being
said
kind
that
of-
you were a bitch.
Yeah, you
Your-
are being
your
rude. I'm saying you are being a
is-
bitch.
radiating.
But it's okay, because not all of us can do it, because not all of us look like that, so.
Okay, your pussy.
was rude.
What does the look
I
of
have a lot to
anyone
say
have
about this,
anything
but I'm
to do
gonna-
with selling your pussy?
It's okay. That's
have
definitely
you seen
it.
the way you look? I don't
For
know.
clarification purposes,
What is
like I
that
just
supposed to mean?
Doesn't every single woman walking the planet, well, depending on what we define as a woman, I don't want to get in trouble, have a vagina?
Yes,
Does that make
exactly.
us-
Wow, great point. Astute point, Cambridge, or wait, Nottingham or whatever.
Yeah,
Love
because-
that. Well done.
You know, one thing I'll say is I admire the bravery. Like,
Thank you.
because I personally could never do that. I would be so, I'd feel insecure.
Wait, bravery to do what?
Well, it's in a sense, in a way, you've got to be pretty fucking ballsy
Extremely.
and sorry to swear again, Brian, and brave, like to be able to. I personally feel as a woman, it's not natural to.
I feel like
To
everybody's.
expose myself on camera to potentially millions of men.
For
That,
clarification
to me, doesn't feel
purposes-
very natural. So that's what I mean. It takes, I guess, some bravery to or something.
Yeah, but hang on. By that metric, wouldn't it be brave to be a serial killer?
But we're not doing that, so that doesn't even make sense.
Well,
It's
hang
a
on,
completely
hang on.
different
There's-
topic.
there's not-
Answer the question. Let me
that-
ask her the question.
there's not that much
Wouldn't it be the
difference.
case? Hang on. Wouldn't it be the case by that metric that it would be brave to be a serial killer?
Yeah, actually, Andrew, you're completely right, and I think I didn't word it correctly. What I mean is, it takes some kind of there's something that. I mean, I basically what I'm trying to say.
Shamelessness?
Usually, I articulate myself quite eloquently. I couldn't do it. That's what I'm trying to say.
And if
It's
you can't
something
do
that-
it, then that's exactly something that I
But
feel like other people shouldn't judge
got
what
limit.
other people do with their lives, because it's their lives.
Don't get me wrong. I could do it, but I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah,
It wouldn't feel natural to me,
and that's fine.
and but I also just don't want to be slammed for being mean to
Yeah.
girls who do OnlyFans, because at the end of the day, there's the millions and millions of men who are paying for this.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Not
so-
everybody knows what people go through in their lives and the reasons why things happen. They just,
Well, I just think that sex has been sold since the beginning of time.
True, it's
since
the
men
oldest
have
profession.
came onto
and
this
everybody's
planet.
gonna have sex anyway, so it's like if someone chooses to do it a certain way that they feel like they want to do it, I
And
don't feel like
we
it
don't
does
only just sell
respect
sex,
people's
but do you
morals.
sell
But do you understand
Like
the
morals is a crazy thing to say.
morals? But do you understand the damage that you're doing to society? Because do you understand that now men are no longer hunters?
Well, they were
are not-
already gonna do that anyways, because
Sorry,
like I
you
said, it's
interrupted
already
me.
been there.
Men no longer are hunters, and they no longer go and whatever. Let's say go up and ask a girl for a drink in a bar, because they can just sit behind a screen and they can do whatever and look at girls like you, and it's kind of it's just ruining humanity, in my opinion.
People have always watched corn, and it's been around since forever. Even the pirate movies, it's always been a thing. So, for example, OnlyFans just made it a platform so that girls cannot be scammed by people that are directing and doing things like corn and stuff like that. It was a platform for women to take their own and to be able to be like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get what I want out of it, and not be controlled and abused.
Sorry. and no disrespect, I didn't know that corn or whatever we're gonna say it. I didn't know that had been around for what did you say, thousands of
yes,
years?
it's been around for.
With their cameras that long ago.
Whenever there was cameras, people were making movies like that since the beginning.
So do you not think that now it's becoming exponentially worse? So
I feel like at the end of the day, the whole point of like everyone in life, that's what you do is you mate. So if people like it's already a thing that happens. So for me to just want to be able to do or make something from that when it's already happened anyways, I'm already being sexualized wherever I go. I'm taking my stand for it. Like you're gonna sexualize me anyways, okay, so that I'm gonna get my money off of it because no matter what, you're gonna do that to me, no matter what.
I understand you and I hear you, but every single woman around this table gets sexualized when they walk down the street by men, and I don't think every single woman around this table has decided to spread her legs on camera.
Can I
Well, that's
ask
a
you a
choice.
question, and don't take this offensively?
I'm not.
When you go out and DJ, right, and you're out there and you're spinning on the table, what type of outfits do you wear? Can I ask
I
that?
wear like a t-shirt, some denim shorts, a bandana, and headphones.
Is it kind of sexy and appealing? And do you do you have viewers?
I try to make my image look like quite like more interesting,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't dress like extremely provocatively.
But sexy, right? And that will bring people. If I'm doing
There's a difference
posters
between
for
dressing
you.
sexy because you have a talent and you are a DJ, and just only
So what we're
being
saying
able
is
to
we're
use your sexuality.
capitalizing. We are capitalizing on being sexualized. And OnlyFans, like she was saying, OnlyFans is around. It's going to be around, right? It's not going anywhere. And I'm not going to miss that bread.
Well, we don't know that
Exactly.
for a fact. But can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
If
I
you
mean,
didn't-
we'll see about that. We'll see about
Well, either
that.
way, the corn industry in general, it's been around for as long as it's been
Corn's not
around.
going
Can I-
away.
So it's not just gonna go away.
I'm going to keep interrupting me. Can I ask you a
Well,
question?
you haven't given anyone else the time to talk. I'm not interrupting you. I was in the middle of saying something too. Your statements are very long, so people don't get a chance to actually say
I
something.
did want to say something. I'm sorry. I wanted to ask you, just for clarification purposes, where do your morals come from? Are you Christian? Are you?
Morals in the sense of everyone talks about power empowerment of women, and like is that the real definition of it? That's
no,
the notion of it. I don't think it's morally okay.
No. I'm not asking
And those
like
are
your
my
morals. I'm asking where they
opinions.
come
Those
from.
are my opinions. No, it doesn't have to be a specific religion. It's my personal preferences. Those are my opinions.
No, that's fine. Do you
And
know where they were
based
sourced
off
from?
of comments that came from here, it's bitchy. If you guys don't care about other people's opinions, isn't it kind of hypocritical and rude for you to say
It was- I
my
didn't say that.
opinions are bitchy?
It was the way you said it. You're like, I have morals.
Doesn't matter.
Like,
Doesn't matter.
No one's sitting
If
here
those are
coming
your
at you for what you're doing.
Those are your opinions.
Okay, cool, and that's your opinion, and that's
opinions. My
your own
opinions
opinion.
are my opinions. You don't have
Right.
any right to sit there and, classify
and
them as
she's
bitch.
well-educated person. So my question.
I'm not sitting here and bashing you. I'm just saying morally, that's not what I think is okay.
Okay, well, you didn't state it like that. You said, I have
did.
morals. You didn't say
does it
my
matter
I
morals
how
said I
she
have
says it?
morals to which I would not do that. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't talking about her. I wasn't talking about your mother or her. Those are my morals, my opinions. I did not bash any one of you.
Okay.
But instead, you sat there and said, "Oh, what a bitchy remark to make." Like that's very, very rude.
Can I?
I'm
Okay,
not
well, I
upset at all
apologize.
by what you said. Like, I'm genuinely not
Yeah.
upset. I'm just trying to get to the core of it. Like, everybody has somewhere where their morals were sourced from, right? Whether it be a religion, whether it be from their parents, and their parents had a specific reason for it. Do you, like, have a source in your head, or you're just like, this is stuff I've picked up over life?
It's just, I think, like, sex intimacy is, a very vulnerable aspect to any type of individual, whether, like, whatever background you come from, whatever religion you come from. So those are my morals based off of how I perceive it. No judge, no shame to others. Those are just my opinions.
Okay.
Since this is a podcast about talking and discussing differences, I
just feel
didn't
like it
know-
was the
I
difference-
just didn't know I would have gotten a remark as, "Oh, that's a very."
Well, it was the
bitchy
way that you said it.
comment."
You said, I have morals, not these
Yeah,
are
those
my
are
morals.
my
It was the
morals. I
statement,
have
though.
morals
It
in
wasn't.
which
Okay, but
I'm gonna
do you not
let
hear me
you speak.
talking?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
speak.
What I'm saying is you said, I have morals. You weren't like, these are my morals, so that's why I don't. You said, I have morals, stating that anyone else's morals are okay. That's what I got from it.
I never said other
Well, those
people's
statement, the way you
morals.
stated
Yeah,
it,
well,
there's different states of things. So if you state it differently, then it will mean something else. But the way that you
I don't
stated
need
it
to
sounded like
state it
you were
in
saying
any
it
way.
specifically
If
like
you're
Why
that.
are you
going to
getting so
perceive
triggered
it-
by what she said? It's
I'm
her
not getting
opinion.
triggered.
Why, if you are going to perceive it that way, that's a personal problem.
One at a time. Let's start with Chair 7. And then you guys, you can kind of hash this out.
That's based off of your perception. If you are going to understand my statement that's way, that's a personal problem. I did not say other people. I did not say this person, that person. I said my morals, X, Y, and Z. So I don't understand why you're perceiving this assumption that I said this, and this to the point where you get offended and say that my opinion is bitchy. That's kind of very rude.
You didn't say my morals. You
I
said
did
I
say
have
my- I
morals.
have
There was
morals.
two
I'm
different
talking about
statements.
my
I'm literally
morals.
talking and you're talking over me.
But I'm
So I
talking
give you the
about
time to
my
speak and you can't give me the time to speak?
Yeah, let her respond.
Like-
That's fair.
You're sitting here
Let her
saying, you're like, I don't do OnlyFans because I have morals. You're stating that everyone else's morals don't matter. You're not saying that's my morals, so I don't do it. I wouldn't have said anything if you were like, well, those are my morals. I'd been like, okay, that's understandable, but you're like, I have morals. So that's an attack.
It's not an attack to anyone. Those are my morals.
I'm just saying it's the way that you stated it. So maybe just like if you stated it differently, it would have came across differently.
In any way, I have
Okay.
morals that are
I'm
to
done talking
me.
about this.
Those are my morals, and I
Because
stand
literally
by
every time
them.
I'm talking, you interrupt me, and then
Yeah,
you get mad
because
about me
you're going
interrupting
through
you.
the
I mean,
assumption.
hang on. To be fair, she did let you finish that last point.
I
without
did.
jumping in. That is the case.
Those are
Now,
my
Chair One, I
morals.
see you got your hand up. You guys don't have to raise your hand. It's only if the table gets so, insane with crosstalk, that's kind of when I'll break it up. But, I mean, for the most part, that hasn't been happening. It just kind of happened a little bit there, right? You guys are more than welcome to engage with each other. It's just that occasionally, you can imagine what it's like for the listener if you got 6 people talking at once, they can't hear anything, right?
I just don't want to talk over people, but earlier we were talking about how the mother-daughter dynamic of the difficulty of OF and influencing, and you wouldn't want your parent or your daughter going through that. And I had mentioned hate and judgment, and you said that you had learned how to deal with the hate and judgment. She could call me a million different words. She could tell me I'm nasty. She could tell me I'm a horrible person. It doesn't affect me one bit. I get those DMs every single day. You seem to be very offended by it.
No, this is just my reaction
Love
to
that.
I
it.
ask you
This
a
is my
question?
response
Can I ask you
to
a
this
question?
statement.
Do you get like hate comments or offensive comments on the internet?
Yeah, but it's not like directly, like on the internet it's different. Like people are behind a screen. Like that's completely
Do you
different.
respond to them and interact?
No,
with
I
them?
don't.
Okay, so but you keep doing what you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, people are gonna have opinions. That's fine.
Yeah, it was just the way it was stated. It felt like an attack, so that's how I feel. But that was it, because it was the way that things were stated, and it could have been stated differently. But I'm not like offended or anything. Like it was just my reaction, because we're on a podcast talking, so I'm supposed to have something to say back to that. I'm not supposed to just keep my mouth
I think
quiet.
it was the way that she worded it. She should have said personal
Yes,
morals.
exactly. Instead of like I have morals,
so
saying
I
that.
can empathize with that. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You literally said, "Oh, at least I can sell it," or some notion of along those lines. You were
Yeah, that was
sitting
pretty
there.
rude.
Yeah, that was criticizing me. Did I sit there and get offended by it? I
You're not
don't
supposed to be
believe-
judging.
Yeah, you're
The way
judging
that she
whether you're
stated
being a
it,
I think
hypocrite,
both of you,
judging.
because then you were talking, I don't know what that comment was about the vagina
Yeah,
or something
how
like
she can
that.
sell it. At least I can sell it.
No,
Okay,
it was
big-
you being
No, she said at least I
disrespectful.
can sell it. She said at least we can sell it, like perceiving it, saying like, oh, I don't have the capability to sell my pussy or something. I could if I wanted to. I just choose not to.
Okay.
Hence the fact that those are my opinions. I did not bash her. I did not bash her. I didn't even bash you two. So it was just my opinions. Morally, I don't find that to be okay. I would not
Okay.
do it. I would not want my daughter to do it, and so on and so forth. I do not bash. I do not judge others who do so. You do you. To each their own.
See the way you stated it there, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
See, that
I'm
is
glad you
understandable.
understood.
Yeah, it was the tone.
Yes, and the way that you said it.
It was the wrong tone.
Yes.
Gotta use that right tone, you know?
And wording.
If you don't have the right tone, the tone police are going to come in there, and that's going to be the end of it.
Yeah,
Is that
because
right?
people are
Ted
too
Bundy.
sensitive. Like, what am I going to do? Like, adjust my tone and the way that I'm stating it? Like, I said something about myself morally. Sorry that you perceived it wrong.
Well, for someone so well educated, I would have thought that you'd be able to articulate yourself a little bit more eloquently to the point where you don't hurt people's feelings.
I didn't hurt her feelings. She perceived it to a way that hurt her feelings.
So now
I
you're
didn't.
blaming her for
I
perceiving
didn't.
it incorrectly when
I didn't
you
personally attack her.
You
or
didn't
anyone.
articulate yourself in a
I
kind way.
did not personally attack her or anyone on here.
Okay.
I think it's also just her tone, the way she talks. Like, you have quite a, I guess, monotone way of speaking.
Yeah.
And as do I. Sometimes people take what I say offensively, even if it was meant to be
No,
taken
you're
that
softly
way.
spoken and sweet, darling. I don't think it's the same.
I want to take you.
Well, no, I'm just using it as an example. Like,
Yeah, but
sometimes-
chair 3, like, you're kind of cheating because you have the British accent, right? So,
What did you say?
Isn't that cheating? Yeah, isn't that cheating? Like with the tone
Oh,
thing?
100%.
Yeah, it's 100% cheating. So I don't even feel
Rule
like you can win
Britannia.
this. It's totally cheating.
Tone
Yeah,
is
you can't,
going
you
to.
can't just come in with the British accent and be like, well, I have the right tone. I have the
No,
proper
but
tone.
I've also
It's
got a
like,
degree
well,
in-
of course you do. You have a British accent.
I've got a degree in Latin and I love words. So it's not just because of my accent.
See, and I can say that I apologize for if I felt like if I had said something like that, but I just felt like the way that you were coming at me felt like an attack because of the, not me specifically, but in general for the girls, because I back up my girls that are doing that because it is a tough thing. And for someone to just be like, I don't do it because I have morals, it's like, that's not really fair. So I can apologize for my actions, but I just didn't like the way that you said it was not really respectful towards the women that do that because that is my life.
Well, it's not just women, it's couples. I know a lot of couples who are husband and wife that does this industry together. There are men that do this industry together, that do this industry just themselves, you know? So when you're like, I don't have morals, I mean, that's to every single person that is, you know, capitalizing on this industry.
Yes.
Yeah, to each their own. Did I sit there and bash any of you guys? Did I sit there and bash
It
the
felt like a
industry? I
bash.
did not. I did not.
Yeah,
I, did not
I think
bash it.
we declared it was just more about the tone.
Yeah,
but I
it was
I
the
have to
tone.
say this, like after this conversation and after like talking and communicating, like now I can.
We understand.
Yeah, now I understand. I
it's
think
now
that
understand.
first like 5
she's
minutes was a
she's
little.
honestly, she's way nicer than me. I would have just straight up been like, "You're all a bunch of fucking immoral, degenerate scum." But that's just me, though. That's what I would've said.
Andrew, don't call me a moral degenerate. Cheeky monkey.
You have a whole.
You are.
He's not in the building right now, so.
No,
Moral
if I was in the building, I
degenerate.
would still say
Me?
that you're a degenerate moral scum. I promise. I've done it to many people who are in the building, but I mean, that's just it's just me. You know, I'm doing me, right? I'm doing me, and
You
you're
do
doing
you, boo.
and other people as well. You know, like you do you, and I'll do me. That's how it's supposed to work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Brian's back, thank God.
Everybody has different lives, and everyone, like, no one knows exactly
yes.
what people have been through.
Yeah, where you been?
And why things
What
have
did
came
you
into their life like that. Because some people had different lives where, like, that's something that they have to do in a point. So it's like, I feel like just people should understand everybody's feelings and things about the situation.
Can I ask you, when you got into this industry, was there any, like, is there or was there any part of you that feels anything bad about it? Because, as I said, like, I don't feel shame about it. You could say anything you want to me, but I definitely understand that there's parts about it that are bad. There's parts about it that influence society that are bad. There's parts of it that are bad for me. I understand that, and I fully take responsibility over that.
But I feel like there,
And so is
I
the
feel like there's
gasoline
parts
industry, but we
bad.
need gas to make the world go round.
I feel like there's parts bad in anything that you do. Like anything that you do, there's something bad that could be bad in something that you do. You know what I mean? Like there's like not everything's always perfect. I'm not saying that that's not correct because that is true. You know, it's like I'm not like, but I feel like a lot of things, like anything that you do, sometimes there could just be a bad point of something. Like you know, like even like for example, doctors. Like not all doctors are actually trying to help. It's a lot of times about the money. It's a lot of times about the money.
What
you know,
about a
I've gone to a
librarian?
doctors where they've literally scammed me when they could have helped me. You know what I mean? Like that's not always good feeling. That's not always something that should be okay.
For me, it was really hard. You beautiful symphony right now.
But no, I totally get what you're saying.
I do hear you, though,
do.
yeah.
I do get what you're saying. Yeah, because
I
it's
think
not,
we have to be self-aware. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, 100%.
I don't think I'm like doing charity work over here. You know what I mean? Not at
Yeah,
all.
Love it.
and that's why I made the comment about like the gas industry is because like we need it. It's essential, right?
Wait, hold on. Wait. So, are you?
I don't think
are
the
you
corn
drawing-
industry is
Are you drawing a
essential.
comparison that the adult content industry is essential in the same way that oil refinery is essential?
No, so okay, so it's not like apples and apples here. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I get
saying?
that they're different, but okay, how about this? Simple question.
But
is the adult
sex work
content,
has been around longer than the
sure.
gasoline industry.
Is the
By-
adult content industry essential?
Is it essential?
Is it- are
it's
you an
not
essential
essential like
worker?
something like OnlyFans. It is not essential, right?
Let's not go by COVID standards because
Yeah.
COVID standards were crazy.
But is the sex industry always been something that's always been? Even if it was secret down, alleys and all these things, yes, it's always been.
Yeah, but so has killing for hire.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So just making the appeal to history and saying because this thing has always been part of human behavior for some people, that means it can't be regulated. You'd have to make follow that logic the same way.
And I
Well,
do
so
think
what?
that
So
the
killing for
industry
hire
needs
has
to be
always been part
regulated.
of the human experience too, and you wouldn't advocate people do that, right?
Guys, I have a question. If you guys weren't in OnlyFans, do you have any other kind of like talent or anything else that you could do? Like,
I'm going to go to fashion school. I've
You're
already
going
been
to?
yes, I've already put everything in. I'm waiting for the next year because it's summertime now. So this beginning of this year, I'm going to be going to fashion school. I've actually been sewing for like 5 years.
That's cool.
I'm really good at it. I actually have Instagram where I make clothes and I do that kind of stuff. I'm going to be a designer. So
if you already know how to sew and if you already know if you know about the textile industry, blah, 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 then why would you need to go to school? Why wouldn't you just start your own small business and then, create your own
because
clothes?
I love it so much that if I can learn every last bit of it, no matter how it is, I would like to learn all that. So I want to have that knowledge because I love it so much that to me, going to that class wouldn't be school. Like to me, it would be something that I want to do because I like to learn. And if I'm learning about something that I love, that I can bonus on by getting a degree that can help me in the future also when it comes to that stuff, then I would love to do that because I want to know every last bit of the thing that I love.
Okay, good. I was just asking
Yeah.
because it's, it would be concerning if your only passion was OnlyFans.
Yeah, no. This is just a gateway to get to where I really need to be.
Okay. Got it, babe.